Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be covering some very important topics, so you do not want to go anywhere. Let's start with this one. This is a Zionist. He is a former MP and his name is Maher. This is basically what he said. As Hitler said, I cannot leave if one Jew is left, quote unquote. We cannot leave here if one Palestinian remains in Gaza. This is the guy who said this. Now I want to play the video so you can have a look.
זאת הארץ שלנו כולה, ועכשיו מי שהיה לו, היינו צריכים להסתדר איתו איכשהו, כי גם הוא ישב פה, וצריך להיות הומני, והכל נכון, והכל טוב ויפה. הראה שהוא מייצג.
So when the Jew, the Zionists, they refuse to use the term genocide, what is happening in Gaza, we really need to ask them this question and have them look at this kind of videos and statements coming from Israeli ministers, so they do not live in this delusional world where they believe that they're not committing any genocide. It is all in self-defense. When we talk about Zionists, I want to remind you of this particular guy, Bill Maher. Even though he got destroyed, but nevertheless he had the gut to argue with this guy who happens to be an expert, and he schooled Bill Maher and destroyed him on his own show. Let's take a listen.
It's not our fault what came out. We didn't go into Egypt.
Well, we
wound up with the Muslim Brotherhood.
We didn't go into Egypt. We were supporting and propping up Mubarak for 30 years, even as we were cheering for all the Tahrir Square demonstrators as though we were on their side. It was our government that kept Mubarak in power, just like we've done across the entire Muslim world. And it's amazing for you to say that, well, look at all these Muslims. The minute you give them a little bit of freedom, they go wild and they start being all violent. How can you be a citizen of the United States, the country that has generated more violence and militarism in the world over the last 5 or 6 decades, and say, look at those people over there, they are incredibly violent? We play a significant role in what has been happening in the Middle East because we've been interfering and dominating that region in order to have access to the oil.
I wasn't talking about violence. I was talking about theocracy. That doesn't happen here.
No, well, okay, that doesn't happen here, but at the same time, Iran isn't invading lots of other countries and occupying them for a decade, nor are fundamentalist Muslim countries the way the United States is. So these things are interlinked because we are continuously interfering in that part of the world. And so to say...
Really, it's all our fault?
It's not all our fault, but when you send your military for 6 straight decades into other countries to bomb them, kill their children and women and innocent men, prop up dictators, you take responsibility for your actions and say, to the extent that that region...
That religion goes back 1,000 years before our revolution, so I don't think we can take all the blame.
I don't think we should. I think we should take a lot of it. And there's lots of bodies and corpses that have been piled up in the name of Christianity and Judaism as well.
Look at the audience.
Not recently.
Have you heard of the occupation of the West Bank and Gaza for the last 50 years, motivated in part by extremist views of Judaism, or the wars in Europe, or the fact that there were generals in the United States saying we have to go and invade and destroy Iraq, a country of 26 million people, because our God is bigger? Lots of religions, not just Islam, produce violence.
Well, if I could just make one quick point about Egypt.
That silly liberal view that all religions are alike because it makes you feel good.
No, it makes you feel good to say our side is better. Those people over there are primitive and violent.
No, it makes you feel good to put a crown on your head and say, I'm a good person. How do I prove that?
You get to ignore the responsibility that your own government has for the violence and instability in the world by saying, look, it's that primitive religion over there that's to blame.
Absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. And this is for the first time I have heard clapping against the host. Did you hear the clapping from the audience? They're clapping against the host. Never happens. They clap for the host. In this case, it is Bill Maher. He should be clapped and be cheered on by the audiences. But here we see exactly the opposite. He was getting destroyed. He was getting schooled, and his own audience, they loved it. Guys, this is the reality of people who are genocidal. They are getting ashamed and embarrassed in their own shows. Obviously, one of the main reasons, or one of the main characteristics of the Zionists, is that they deny the existence of the Palestinian and the land of Palestine. But this is not the case, really. Take a look at this one. So Palestinians, they are now going to the Paris Olympic, and Team Palestine confirmed 6 athletes for the Paris Olympics. Now, this is the caption. I love this caption, whoever said this. Zionists, they say Palestinians are not real people. Yeah, and then the next thing you see them going for Olympics. You know who are the fake people? The Zionists. They are the fake people, and their own fellow Israelis and Jewish they are also saying exactly the same thing. Take a look at this march. Thousands of Torah Jews protested the Zionist army in Jerusalem. Demonstrators chanted slogans, quote, "The Israeli army is the enemy army and we will never serve the Israeli army. Israeli army does not protect Jew people, it protects Zionism, and they are refusing to fight for Zionist state of Israel." Let's take a look. I mean, these are brave Jews, brothers and sisters, coming out supporting the Palestinian people and sloganing against the Zionist regime, the evil that comes with this kind of entity, i.e. Zionism. And I do not have to make up anything. You can just see for yourself. Just peek out of your window and you will see, I'm sure, some demonstration happening at the moment wherever you are. Now, when we talk about Zionism, it is important for us to understand where this movement was established. I have a video here basically suggesting that this is the place. It's called Basel, Switzerland. And you can see, guys, the resistance forces are everywhere, and they are raising the flag of Palestine in Basel, in Switzerland, where this Zionist movement started. Take a look. This is called bravery. This is called resistance. This is called, when you oppress people, they are going to come out and they're going to protest regardless of where you are. But obviously this is not the same case with everyone. There are some people who are still lunatics, and she is one of them. Take a look at this particular person who is asking this person on the camera with her to remove his kifaya. Let's take a look.
Take it off right now.
Take what off?
Take off this fucking scarf.
Why?
Because it's a terrorist scarf. They killed my brothers and sisters. Take it off right now.
I'll pass.
Absolutely crazy, stupid, goofball.
I'm waiting for you to take it down.
You gonna be waiting the rest of your life, girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are you here? You want to kill more Jews?
I don't want to kill any Jews.
No?
Really?
You know what that represents?
Not what you think.
What does it represent?
Listen, lady, I don't got time for your bullshit, alright?
What does it represent? What does it represent?
Okay, so just in case you do not know why I shared this video, is because of this. Her name is Valerie Skambag, and she has over 1,100 followers. And so if you happen to see her anywhere near you, she is an entrepreneur, she is in real estate business. Avoid her, run away from her if you can. Even better, teach her some history lesson about what is happening in recent time. You do not have to go back too far. Now, of course, when we talk about Zionism and all that, where they're coming from, what they're doing these days, they're planning all the time. 9/11, Rothschild bankers did 9/11, not Muslims. Somebody tweeted on X. You better believe it. And Rothschild, I mean, these are the people behind. They're the mastermind behind all of this. And today, people, when they accuse the Muslims of being terrorists and all this, that, you really have to take those things with a grain of salt, to say the least, and show them that you guys are up to no good, and what you have done in Gaza, what you have done during 9/11 in Afghanistan and Iraq is something should not make you feel proud whatsoever. Now, French people, they are very, very happy to vote for the anti-Marine Le Pen party, but definitely right now the Zionists in France, they're panicking, and this is just one of the clips from the demonstration, and you can see people are cheering on each other. This is not actually a demonstration. This is a victory kind of thing happening in France, and they are very, very happy. The Zionists, the far right, Marine Le Pen, their leader, she lost. And now, of course, people have an answer for the Zionists in France, that no, France doesn't stand for the Zionists. They stand against it, and they have said no to Marine Le Pen. Now, obviously, not only the French people, but also English footballers, they make fun of the Zionist journalists. Take a look at this one.
First question, is it coming home? First question, is it coming home? It's coming on. Free Palestine! Okay, let's go.
Okay, so basically he was talking about soccer, this journalist, and this Zionist journalist looks like, and the guy was chanting Free Palestine. Okay, so what is even more important, can you imagine for the English peoples, for some of them, not all of them, Palestine is more important than their own country taking part in soccer? Like, can you believe this? This is the enthusiasm, this is support coming from British people. We really love you guys. These guys are absolutely fantastic. We need to raise our voice with them and say, all of us together, Free Palestine. And this is the time we really need to have this country, these people freed from this Zionist oppression.